can show you what love's supposed to feel like. I can show you what love's supposed to be. I can show you what love's supposed to feel like. I can show you, yeah. I can show you, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Oh, boys, I having a wonderful, beautiful day. Yesterday's duels were awesome, but we got more duels over on the NA, and hopefully these will be good as well. How you doing, Jake? By the way, Jake, I finally finished up my Necromancer. I got myself the chest piece, couple of Bach runes, couple of trades. I didn't really. I should have been doing trades on runes super early, dude. You make so much gold out of it. It is crazy. And I then went and I had like 230,000 Opticide as well as all the other mats. So I just went and recrafted all my gear and I got like insane amount of attack speed. And I decided, all right, I guess let's go and solo the bosses, and then bosses are dying in like 2 seconds. So that was fun. So I just carried some people and was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I felt this season was a little underwhelming. I felt like you got a lot of chaos gear drops, but a lot of them were garbage. Like so many of the pieces were absolute garbage. And the actual like mythic uniques, I barely got them. I got like one drop. One I crafted from the sparks, got my best helm, and the other crafted from the runes or whatever. It was very underwhelming, bro. Very underwhelming. We should have had chaos crafted gear. I feel like they should have just threw more chaos gear at you in general. Just more gear. More regular gear. Just more regularly. Right? Just replace some of the drops. Like have the drops which should be uniques and the other half should have been chaos uniques. Just so you can have more pieces and more slots head to toe. I basically had to hunt for very specific pieces. Yeah, let me try to see if we can get some duels up and running. Enemy, привет, здорово, друг. Я русского, wait, what is it? Сервера смогу почувствовать. Поучаствовать? Нет, сегодня не можно. Сегодня NA дуэли. Talking to enemy, he's like, yo, can I participate? I'm on the Russian servers. I'm like, yes, but no, because today's aren't NA duels. And we'll try to see if we can get some groups up and running again. A lot of builds don't even wear mythics. They don't require mythics. Kind of okay for them to have a baddest drop rate. I don't know, man. I feel like the fun of the game is when you have lots of gear, lots of drops, and it just felt like this season there was like no drops at all. Like the fun and the excitement and the giddiness of getting an item to drop that could potentially be huge is just not there. And I can kind of see what people said, like, mythic uniques should be a lot stronger than they are. And there should be some mythic uniques that give your class, like, wait, you got this mythic unique, now you can do this giga insane build. There definitely should be a lot more of that, man. Definitely a lot more. There needs to be a lot more excitement. You get a big-ass mythic unique, that's it. You got a giga insane build that's just gonna dominate the world. It should be, like, so impactful, but it just feels so kind of, like, cookie cutter. I can see why people are not as excited about it, honestly. So hopefully next season is going to be better. This one was okay, but I don't know, man. I like 10 drops because Belial is hard to farm down. Yeah, man, I just could have been better. It definitely could have been better. Let me get the music back up and running here, boys, and get some duels up and running. But enemy, у нас дуэли сегодня в NA. В пятницу это Европа, если на русском сервере. Тогда можно участвовать. All that good stuff. Yeah. Let me try to see if I can get multi-core 5V5 1V1 duels in here. I'll start a group. It looks like Boris started up a second group. So we'll get this up and running here in just a second. I'm gonna go through my BNet. Get some homies recruited. Try to see if we can fill up these groups. Also, here we are. Returning to my original account. I've been silenced for so long. Using Remix to return. There it is, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm excited, dude. Remix in just a handful of days. I can't wait. I think I'm going to play Demon Hunter, but I'm not 100%. Like, I'm probably going to play Demon Hunter just because DH in Remix and Demon makes sense, right? I don't really play Demon Hunter in Season 3 at all, so yeah. So maybe I'll just play DH. Because I would play DH on PTR, but like, I don't know what else I would play, man. I don't think I want to play Warlock. I don't think I want to play Rogue, because I play Rogue pretty regularly. I don't think I'll have a different experience. Warrior could be fun. I could play Paladin. I could just play Red Pally too. I like to play Red Pally and just play Paladin, or I'll play Demon Hunter. Maybe I'll just do Paladin. I've been thinking something about all three specs, so Monk Druid. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Something that can heal, something that can tank, so it's a little easier. Maybe I'll just do Paladin. I don't think I've ever mained a Paladin. So maybe this remix will be the time to main a Paladina. Hey Adela, how you doing? What's up, Rick? Unfortunately, I missed a duels yesterday. Prepare for AWC. My man, don't you worry about it. Prep for that AWC. I want to see you in there. Big 30, my guy. Shade, my man. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, Shade. Appreciate you, my man. That is beautiful. That 30, looking good on you. Looking good on you. Looking good on you. Thinking about 30, my birthday's coming up. A couple of days. 9th. Alrighty. I don't know how many people Boris got in his group, unless he's literally just filled it all and they're chilling. I'm gonna start asking. I'm gonna start trying to see if I can gather the brethren, and I'll try to see if I can potentially yoink some from before they get up and running. Who is Gruzel? I don't know who Gruzel is. Actually, yo, Duels. Yo, Caneric, my man, you wanna join in, my guy? Yeah, yo, King. Hey, King, wanna join 5-5s? See if King is down to join for some 5-5 1v1 duels. Lucid, hey, Lucid, down for duels? King, okay. Okay, I'm just starting to gather the second group. Here we are. It'd be cool to play Windwalker with uncapped stats now that it's actually got some scaling. Oh yeah, you're true. That's right. Game day after you remix launches, dude. Seriously, yeah, you're right. You are right. All right, I'll try to see if I can get Squirrel in here with King. I want to see if I can get Sensei in too. Hey, want to join 5-5 duels? Plague, Kalel Jr. Hey. Want to join 5-5 duels? Kalel Jr. I switched your BNet name to Plague? Unless you were always Plague and I just didn't remember. Hey, want to join 5-5 duels? Friend? Hello? Hello? Been in a sec? Okay. I can get Caneric in my group. Shantard is on? Yo. Hey, Stone. Want to join? Hold on. If I actually get enough of people responding, we might actually be able to get my group up and running real quick, man. Hey, want to join 5-5 duels? On the Hunter? Rapid Fire? I feel like Tank hasn't joined these in a second. But maybe. Looks like Silverhawk is doing Priory, so I'm just letting him do his thing. Need an Aneka with a Warlock? I'll join? Bro, seriously. Dude, if you do end up getting one, let me know, man. I'll add you and beat it immediately. There's definitely going to be some lag, but I feel like as a caster, it's pretty playable, though. You know what I mean? I feel like it's pretty playable at the very bare minimum. Varial, get in here, my guy. Also, I want to see if any of the MDGA guys are on. Sure, I'll come for a couple. Okay. Just need 2 more for this group. Beautiful. And then whenever Boris is on, so I'll get Caneric too, and that'll be a +1. And I'll need just 1 more. If Lucid reaches out, then we'll be good. Or if, let's say, Replica? Is that Caneric? It is Caneric. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Get out of the Demon Hunter. Yo, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Want to join 5 duels, friend? Yo, Boris. I don't know. Boris is, how's Boris doing? But I pretty much got a 5-man, basically. Sniping to see if it's worth joining. So far, no Paladinos. Unless Kevin hops on a Pala. I think he's going to bring a Warlock, maybe. But on the other team, you're gonna be playing against no Palas, at least for now. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing good. I think the Demon's playable, probably. I generally for casters like higher MS is somewhat playable. Demon with all the pets, yeah, probably. I think maybe landing like a Shadow Fury is gonna be kind of annoying. I don't know how delayed your glide ability if you play a Draxior is gonna be. Right, because that glide is a skill technically, so if you have higher MS, then that might be a little bit tougher. Oh wait, party's full. There's a problem. Okay, Kevin, yeah. Get him in here. Mind if I finish the solo shuffle? Finish it up, friend. I can wait. Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, no Paladins if you join the other team. Deep dive countdown, huh? Oh, is there still a deep dive countdown? Wait, do I still have it? Was that there yesterday? Bro, why did no one say anything? What? Okay, yeah, that's my fault though. I set it up from the deep dive initially. Do I have it on the other screen too? No, I actually might have just been on wrong screen the entire time yesterday's stream, so maybe that's why I never saw it, because it wasn't there. I have like one screen for WoW capture and one for this monitor capture. I got a deep down cut down the screen still and out. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, CBK. Thank you for letting me know. I should have just made that deep dive countdown thing like a separate scene, just so I don't mess up my original scenes. Yeah, Sniper DC. Blizz really done nothing. Blizz really doing nothing but scene 3, huh? What do you mean? Like class change wise? I do think they should do some tuning. And all that. Let me also see how Boris is doing. Where's Boris at? Let me know if ready. I got 5 on my end. Yeah, so we're chilling on this side. I guess I'll let the guys know. Okay, we got 5 on this team. Checking in with Boris. They got 4 out of 5. Yo, they just need Onomaz, dude. They just need that big old one more. So if y'all want to join Boris, where they're listed? I'm listed on the Dragonflight. I don't know where they're listed. Flex taking a shower, so kind of waiting on him. Okay. I got a guy in a solo shuffle. So we waiting to. Yeah, or if you want to get what we can get someone to play or one round. It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, we got a guy in solo shuffle anyway. Yeah, so we could wait a little. But didn't no one tell me he had something on my face? Look, that is very true, actually. That is very true. Yeah, to a degree. You know, the way that I have my OBS set up and the chat set up, my chat is covering up majority of my OBS. It's like, I don't really need to see like what you guys are seeing on the screen a lot of the times. Like, if anything, I just make sure the chat is at least covering my webcam. Because the problem is, it's kind of like when you look in the mirror for too long, like the vanity, it just grows, right? So I'm just like, you just get super self-conscious about how you look at all times if you always look at OBS. At least I do, so I usually just cover it up. This also allows me to expand the chat so I can see you guys fairly well. And as soon as like any changes appear, I usually can see it out of the corner of my screen. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's just no point of seeing myself on stream at all times or anything and how I look, because like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it helps because it's like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Helps me not being just sitting here and being weirdly self-conscious about like how I'm reacting, what face I'm making. So I get to be a little more authentic in like my reactions. You know what I mean? I don't know. Does that make sense to anybody else? Probably not, right? I'm probably the only one, I bet. But yeah. Dude, have you seen some of the midnight stuff? There's a lot of cool stuff that's been coming out, man. The housing, the mounds, dude. They got so many, bro. PvP. We are getting ready for PvP. Boris waiting for a +1, and we got Squirrel in Tiger's Peak farming some CR right now. We're wasting time in PvP. Wait, why are we wasting time PvPing? Is that what you're saying? Hold on a second. Why are we wasting time? Is that a question of like, hey, are you PvPing? Or like, hey, why are you nothing to be had there. Alrighty there, guy. Look, I get it. Like, season 3 could probably be a little bit more active. They could probably be doing a bit more regarding like class changes and stuff. Looks like they're saving a lot of it for midnight at this point. That being said, duels is one of my favorite pastimes every weekend. On NA and EU, you won't be able to stop me from hosting more duels. This is my favorite. And I won't have anything any other way about it, dude. We've been doing this for weeks, for years, and I've been loving them. Some motherfucking 5V5 1v1 duels. You can't stop me. That's what we do here. Yeah, dude, I love PvP. Like, don't get me wrong. WoW PvP, could it be better? Sure, for sure. Like, every time I queue up for solo shuffle, every time I'm sitting there in queue, like, the queues need to be instant. Like, unless you're literally rank 1, that's the only time you should be waiting for a queue. Lucid, how you doing, my guy? Probably today will come watch. Sounds good, my man. Sounds good. We're just waiting for Squirrel to get out of solo shuffle, and Boris is waiting for Flex, who's going to be hopping on in just a second. So then we got teams, and we're good to go. We'll try to play as many games as possible. So we are waiting on either end, but hopefully we won't be waiting too long. I'm hoping Flex is gonna not be taking too forever, but we'll see. We'll see. But they do. Like, WoW PvP, the problem is there's just not a lot of things like it. There's just not a lot of things like WoW PvP. Are there games that are like, technically it's an MMO and technically they have arenas? It's like, yeah, dude, WildStar had arenas. That game actually is literally dead. Technically, Final Fantasy has like PvP similar to that of WoW with their own version of battlegrounds and arenas, but like, it's not the same, dude. It is not the same. Have you played it? Have you played it? It's not the same. Hatred for Red is filled with more than an expansion. Bro, hold on a second. Was a warrior? Hold on, you guys got a grip and you guys got cheat death. I don't even know. It looks like they're trying to equalize the field there for a second. WoP. Have you seen some of the tools you guys are getting? You literally got to cheat death. So next time Pally slaps you down, just keep slapping him harder. Don't even play defensive, play super giga offensive. Just gotta kill him fast enough, man. That's all you gotta do. Almost done. All G, no worries. Focus on them wins, my man. Yeah, no worries at all. Focus on them wins, bud. Could up over like 2 hours per day and 30-minute queues, and the games themselves are garbage. Bro, seriously, I do agree with you on the fact that the queues are long. What Blizzard, whatever you do, make queues instant. I don't care what black magic, black voodoo magic you gotta use, make queues instant. The only time you should be waiting for like ages in a queue or even more than a minute is if you're literally playing rank 1 games and you're literally playing only against other rank 1 players. That is the only reason why you should have a long wait time or any wait time. Otherwise, just instant. Just queue it up. Make it performance based, not win based, right? Make it performance based where it's like, okay, your healer's throwing, but if you're playing well, you still get CR. You won 3 games, but you played the hell out of the game and you healer through him. Not your fault, you get CR. Healer that didn't play well loses giga CR. That's what I think they should redo. Like the MMR system they have is like based on like a team effort, but it should be like personal effort. How well did you play? Because there are literally some games that are just like in your position, it's unwinnable condition for you. All you could do is play to your very best with CC, interrupt, everything. And you should be able to gain CR based on your performance, not your team performance. Because it's tiring, like having a team where like people are just throwing. It's not that fun after you wait that long, and then just let people queue up, let people get in the games. So Blitz participation normie 2s 3s RBG should be a team. Should be participation normie. Yeah, like definitely there should be. That's where participation should be the highest, and it is. Like more people play Blitz and more people play Shuffle than 2s and 3s. Problem is for Blitz, it tries to match people with MMR or whatever, but even then they don't really do a great job with it, honestly. 2 out of 3 games somebody left. That's a Forge. Flex is open in the game. Okay. All right. Other team is pretty much ready. Yeah. So it's gotta be up to Squirrel. But yeah, no, they just need to make the queues instant. Like whatever they do, make them instant. Let people get CR based on personal performance, not based on team performance. What makes WoW amazing, unique, and enjoyable is the mechanics of the game. None of the games even come close to mechanics of WoW. That's what I agree with, Rick. I agree with that. Like there's other games that are like WoW, like Final Fantasy. They have raids, but they don't have like Mythic Plus. They don't have that crisp, like you press a button and things happen. There's such a weird delay for abilities that it's like, it feels like you constantly have latency. People that play Final Fantasy are like, no, it's not latency. But bro, if you play the game, it feels like you're like walking and putty. It doesn't feel crisp. It doesn't feel like super responsive. It feels like there's always like a delay, but it's because the server tick is like, while server tick is pretty quick, could be quicker, but that game server tick is super slow. So it just feels kind of like inaccurate. Everything feels kind of not great at times. But yeah, WoW's combat actually feels pretty good to play. Generally feels pretty good to play. Whether you talk about like vanilla or you talk about like retail, all of it feels pretty good to play. It feels pretty responsive. To death in exchange of having to pick up between parry and ignore pain. Is that actually true? Hold on, I gotta take a look at that. Is that real? Wait, is that real? Hold on. Is it Giga Juice ignore pain at least? I haven't. So I took a look at some challenges, but not all of them. I saw the warrior get cheat death. I didn't see the bot ignore pain. Is that real? Dab of the sword? Ignore pain? Wait, beta. That's what I need. That's what I need. Wait a second. You're right. Yeah, a 2-minute cooldown. Down with the sword to ignore pain. Is it going to be juice ignore pain? Because if it's juicy, then maybe? That's weird. I don't like that. I also don't like the way the talent tree is structured. It looks like every other class. It looks like Frost Mage, but like, not really. Although they did put Claw Smash down middle. Just warming up versus Broad Strokes. I mean, I guess it's fine. What did they do to this class? Wait, what the hell did they do to this class? Mortal Wounds? Is that Bloodbath? You inflict deep wounds on targets that you critical strike. Mortal Wounds and Cleave? Wait, you inflict deep wounds on target. Is deep wounds no longer the mastery? What is happening? I'm looking at this talent tree now. What is happening? You don't get deep wounds baseline? Huh? What is their mastery now? Wait a second. Master of Arms. While wielding a two-handed weapon, you deal additional damage. Bro, what is that? Is that going to be a good mastery now? The Blade passive is gone. That's weird. Are they going to be a way to buff it? Probably, right? Maybe? That's so weird. You turn it out into PvE spec. Yeah, that thing is gonna feel like a red paladin, ain't it? Holy moly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a second look at it. Last stand? Oh, where is get last stand? Oh my god, where's the cheat death mechanic? Where's that at? Where's that last stand cheat death? No. They changed it already? Where's that cheat death mechanic thing? What? That's crazy. Fury only? What? Really? Last stand. I don't even see it anywhere. Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. Oh, it's a Fury spec thing. Oh, I didn't even realize that. That's weird. But kind of cool, too. Alrighty, I think we're set. I think we're set. Too tall? How you doing, my man? Fury Warrior? Okay, appreciate that. Yo, Squirrel! How you doing, bud? I think we're waiting on you now. I think we're chilling. That's weird. Okay, I thought it was a class thing for some reason. That is weird. Elementally earlier errors, but you get the idea. Blizzard action bar skin mask. Wait, so people are using add-ons? Sorta, kinda? This guy's doing a boss here. What the hell, Dalaran? Is that a world boss? That looks cool as hell as a fight. Huh. Okay, well, apparently there's like a big war of addons happening over there. Alrighty, I think we're set, chat. I think we're good. I'm gonna make Kevin lead. No, I'm gonna make Caneric lead. Okay, cool. We're set, we're ready. Spectator match, Caneric and Boris 5 in the grand 1. We're good. Holy Paladin is gonna be my main ult. Bro, apparently, speaking of healers, apparently Preservation Book got like dumped down, and it should be insane. Like, might be the most dumb, stupid, easy spec to play, but like without like nerfing it. Unless they're looking to nerf it later. I want to take a look at that sometime. Do we wait for someone in SS to find someone else? We're waiting for both people. We're waiting for Squirrel in SS and Flex. Yeah, so we're waiting for a couple of people, but it's okay. Patience is a virtue, chat. That's what they say. You know what I mean? That is what they say. Switch. That's a lot of paladins on team too, but I wonder if DMCS or wait, hold on. What is his name? Paladiumti. Paladium. I don't even know what his name is. Palladium? Is that supposed to be Palladium PYT like YouTube at the end? We got us those Gyaradonas. Gyaradonas? I think so. Flex and this human demoniac, dude. I'm so all over the place with these names. I'm not even sure who's who, honestly. What is happening? We got us a rep gonna be first up or for the team 1. Spectral Sight should be able to see the rogue. I don't know if he's realized that it's gonna be a rogue first of all. I think he would have already Spectral Sight if he could. Snowblood, look at this man right here. Big old culture, and boy, Rep getting hit with a bleed immediately. Demoniac lacking them down in a kidney shot. As it's going to be a quick imprisoned sigil of fear for Rep. That's an opportunity to at least get a couple of these sigils stun and a proper setup combo. Trinket out for Demoniac with a blind right after. No more trinket for the Demon Hunter. However, the DH is not going to get sapped out, I don't think. Never mind. Never mind. Question is, can you somehow dodge a kidney shot from Demoniac? I think immediately you're going to have to go for Vengeful Retreat, potentially Blur Darkness ahead of time. Kind of expecting the Rogue to open up on him. Does catch him. Is going to be a Garrote. You got to make sure you try to stay mid-air. Kidney shot still goes through, but Demonic, this is going to be the opportunity to land the Deathmark, Kingsbane, everything for Rep. He needs to find an angle where he might just have to go for either self-heals or immunity. But didn't get the immune, unfortunately. Demoniac catches him with a couple of bleeds here and there. Big Envenom at the end, and unfortunately does end up taking it, with Variel gonna be up next as an arms warrior. Garrote out for Demoniac. Will not have a kidney shot for a second, but is able to get a little bit of damage. Variel able to root him down in place. Storm right after. Perfect opportunity for Demoniac to get some damage out. Variel with a Blaze Storm right after, with a bit of that spell reflect. Does help dampen some of the poison damage from the Rogue. Technically can reflect like a weapon enchant if Demonic is running like one of the shadowy enchants, but it's not going to go for it just yet, or unless... I don't even know what kind of chance he's running, to be honest. I can't really track those specifically. Cloak of Shadows, I don't really know if that helps him on anything specifically. Maybe Cloak helps you out with something, but it does get him at least a clean, somewhat of a clean reset. The bleeds, however, are still on you, and without that one PvP talent where Cloak removes bleeds, not going to be easy. Variel immediately knows that the Rogue is going to be there. Parry up, stun exchange. If he turns around right second, will shoot. Almost was able to get himself a turnaround against the kidney shot to try to see if he can parry that, but cheap shot goes through it. Big and venom for Demoniac. Off of a Kingsman. Coin flips are flying, but Kevin Land is going to be up next. Demoniac so far is just a Demon Nova Rogue, taking them now one after another, but may need a couple of cooldowns before Kevin. He does have Trinket. He does have an out with a one more Vanish. Deathmark available as well. But we'll see if it will may potentially be enough, as it's going to be a sap down onto the DK. The DK does have himself a lot of burst versus a Rogue. If you get all your demons, all your undeads, all that output all at once with the Riders, I think that's just a lot of damage that can be stopped. Even a Disarm prevents some of your damage. Deathmark isn't by the Rogue, but does get clobbered by the pet for a second. Still dotted, and that's going to be a grip to put him out in the open. There's just nothing the Rogue can do, even off of that kidney shot trying to make a play. But the pets, once they are out and once they're focusing on their target, there's just not much you can do. You are going to be going down little by little. DMCS immediately rushing out Kevin, not giving much of a catch of a breather, and it's going to end up cleaving him down fairly early on. With this either going to be Stoneblood or possibly Squirrel as the last two are left versus Paladinos, a Death Knight and a Windwalker Monk. With a Beastmaster Hunter, I actually wonder if you're just gonna have to play like a long kiting game, or if you got some big bursts of the ready stun. DMCS with an immediate trick and try to see if you can just count him out as best as possible. Does close the gap. There's gonna be a bit of that hand free or Master's Call. I was about to say hand of freedom, but a Master's Call to keep moving. Pets amped up, botting shut down, but DMCS is gonna be backing up out of there. What is that demonic looking pet that you just? Is that just like a dragonkin thing? It straight up looks like a demon. Straight up looks like a demon. Or is that like a dragonflight, like dragon thing? That's gotta be, right? Maybe I just been playing a little bit too much Diablo 4 recently, but that thing straight up looked demonic, dude. What is happening? As is going to be Stone, got himself this little turtle that could try to provide him some defenses with a wall turtle shell as the damage keeps ramping up. DMCS doing a lot of damage himself. Stoneblood trying to make sure there's line of sight. Does he have the damage? Full bubble out for DMCS. Stone trying to see if he can keep himself alive here. I don't really know if that wall is going to be enough. That might just be lights here. Does get himself last second stun onto the Paladin, with Squirrel literally being last to the left. I like the lean. I like the confidence, the strut, but can you beat a Paladin is the question as a Marksmanship Hunter. I think it's gonna have to go for like big hit and runs and probably catch a lot of resets. You're gonna have to play also into the higher dampening. At least no more immunities that DMCS can throw at you. Maybe lay on hands potentially. You should present the championship, Dalaran. You should present the championship. Are you talking about AWC or you mean like you want me to join in? 5v5 duels. Depends what championship you're talking about, bud. Stun onto Squirrel does go for a stun back to DMCS. Can remove it. Do you have the trank? Or are you dead? Are you dead? Turtle? Are you just dead still? You are not, and somebody's still hurting you even though you have an immunity. Walling this up. Is DMCS just winning this? Tries to go for a scatter. Does land the range damage. I was kind of hoping the marksmanship hunter would have a lot of burst. But I guess the paladin still wins either way just because it's a pala. Kind of got low, but didn't really care. I really was thinking that a marksmanship hunter was going to be able to just 1-2 with a couple black arrows. But then I didn't see it. Then I didn't see it at all. Paladin just wins, I guess, huh? Let's get us another one going here, boys, yeah? Kineric as well as Boris. Let me know when both boys are ready. I will get another one up and running here. That was quick. That was real quick. 5? All right, Boris, let me know when you're good. And we are at the 10:34. Jesus, dude, I gotta prune that number. Let's do a... Is it following? The paladin beat people in duel, very surprising alone. Yeah, exactly. Paladins are good, but like I was thinking the marksmanship hunter was gonna have like that double tap, aim shot, black arrow, one shot, because the paladin had nothing at the end. And I was just like, is it happening? And then he's swinging around, and I'm like, is this happening? And then he gets stunned, starts melting, turtle shell, everything. I'm like, what is happening? I'm so used to marksmanship hunter just like taking people's heads off, but I'm not sure what happened there really. I was just, it's one of those like where I'm expecting a freight train with a car collision type of deal and just nothing happened. I'm like, I guess my expectations went somewhere. Let's do a hook point. Yeah, it's a good talk and a following of a fight. I do try to follow the fights as closely as I can, and when I come do my commentary, I try to keep things entertaining. Everybody's gonna have their own idea of like what entertaining is. I just gotta do it in terms of like, what do I find entertaining, interesting, add little details, you know what I mean, paint a little bit more of an image that you're literally watching on the screen. Sometimes it's hard to set up for a mem. Is it actually though? I'm so used to them just like getting a huge damage opener, but I didn't really think about just how difficult it might be. Maybe it is very, very difficult. Who knows, really? Double a dream breath if you're a flame shaper. What? Hold on a second. I need to take a look at that, dude. What is that? Hold on. Double dream breath? That seems nuts. Is it just gonna be just like spread echoes, put dots, and then just like... Oh, I need to take a look at it, dude. I need to peep it. I need to peep preservation and evoker in general. Well, so far I've only peeped rogues and I've peeped death knights closely, and I need to go through all the other classes. I'd look at survival a little bit, but I need to look at them a little bit more. I've been focusing on other projects recently. I looked at Devourer. That thing looks pretty fun and easy. Which Ladder usable? Yo, one day, dude. If Ladder ever becomes usable, that'd be wild. Got ourselves Gira Dinas. I'm gonna mess up your name. Not on purpose. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna definitely make a mistake here. Varial does get him with an incap. Legs can follow. Does trick it out of it with a fear onto Gara. Let's see himself the big go. Big avatar, Warbreaker available. Everything is up. Do you go for the spear? Does spear him down. I think Gara has a way to escape it, does he? Never mind. You can pour it out of it. Unless the spear just didn't last long enough at all. What is happening? Wait a second. I was thinking for a second, like, what is going on with Varial? Like, did it knock him? Did it kick him back or something? No, he's got himself the charge. Instead of a heroic leap, he's got himself the dragon charge talent instead, where he literally can just run through and knock people back, which is a good escape tool or a chase tool. I just really didn't realize why he went flying this far. I'm not used to that whatsoever. Valor may be looking for a defensive here, no parry or anything. Try to see if he can slow into Gara. But that's about all he can really do, is just try to see if he can wait it out. I don't know if he got a stun. Shockwave technically available. I don't know if spear is available. Looks like it isn't. You're actually getting some damage. Hold on a second. Maybe Karma does stop a lot of your bursts. I don't know if you got mobility or a heal. Try to go for a charge, but cancels it. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Picking up a little bit of a heal. He just got to live long enough. Technically just got to live, but a touch of death from Gara. Technically, there was no touch. You had just enough damage, but that touch execute, which is going to stop you. Stones back-to-back Gara with a quick in cap, and just trying to see if you can bow out of there for a second. Ring of Peace does not stop Kevin. Kevin is mounted on a horse. Just needs a little bit damage. Held off, summoning up the army of undeads. He doesn't really need it for the Monkus at that point. He is actually perfectly okay. Wait, Avenger Crusader 30 seconds? Yo, what the hell? I need to take a look at that. Demoniac tried to see if he can send everything at Kevin, but Kevin with an AMS, I'm pretty sure. Does Kingsbane even hit you if you got AMS on? That is Death Mark. That is everything. Deals armor to Kevin. Kevin got himself IPF at the very least. Army of Undead joins the encounter. Cloak and Shadow's evasion both down for Demoniac. He's got nothing left. Vanish to go rogue just to keep the pressure on to Kevin. But I don't think it matters. It's going to yoink the rogue before he can go escape behind the pillar. And Kevin goes from one to the next, gripping the Paladin right in. It's going to be DMCS. Lageborn, however, does get you stunned up with a Wake of Ashes. Unfortunately, Kevin, full runic bar is available, but I don't think he had death strikes available, unfortunately. Full bar of runic power up, but I think he used the globals for setup or CC. Squirrel, a bit of a rematch versus DMCS. Maybe we'll be able to get himself a big setup here. DMCS just loading up big dawn lights on the guy. Big rapid fire to follow. Black arrows are coming through. Does get himself the volley. Laying hands out for the MCS. I think he's picked a lot of damage. Squirrel, unless you actually have land inside of the guy, that a lot of that burst you got going on is going out of the window. Does get himself a Shadow Meld. I don't know if camo is available or not. Got himself the instance. Black arrows, the more of those you can get, the better. Freeze the trap, does stop the MCS, but it looks like he's gonna bubble it. Squirrel may just need to go for Turtle. Last second Turtle with an Exil, so you got at least a little bit of survivability. Wall was also used, I think, just for the dot. But the MCS is back to being fully healthy though, and he's avoiding the freeze trap altogether. I don't really know what you can do. There goes the last wall. Blind for a second. I think it's just lights. Yeah, DMCS is just not gonna go over there whatsoever. Just slamming down ambers from a distance. Only gotta get through 2 immunities to win with the Paladin. Yeah. Technically, well, 2 immunities, but 3 resets because Bubble Bop, that's a reset. Lay on hands, that's a reset in a way, right? In a sense. Rep actually able to dodge some of those hammers with a blur. Metamorphosis right after this. He get himself a setup because he's gonna need to do anything he can to live. That Dawn Light is gonna do a lot of damage. Whenever Wake of Ashes, that is just painful. He can't do anything about it. Let him have to go for immune. You need to leech and rip as many souls out of DMCS as you can, but I don't really know if he's gonna be able to. Sigil of Fear does catch him. Do you have any more souls? Darkness down for a second. Just trying to see. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Darkness, dude. What is happening? Yeah, Darkness is the most inconsistent defensive in the game, I think. Like, sometimes it saves you, but a lot of the times it doesn't really do a lot, to be honest. It just does not. Stoneblood gonna be up next. Last one left over for the team 1. Starting up DMCS. Question is, are you the Dark Ranger version of the Beastmaster, or are you the pack leader? You gotta be pack leader, right? If you get the Turtle, then yeah, definitely pack leader. Does get the bop removed off of DMCS, but I don't think the Paladin matters. For the Paladin, he doesn't care. He just keeps loading up Stone Blood with a bunch of Dawn Lights as much as possible, avoiding the Freezer Trap altogether. Trying to see if he can land inside him, just so Stone Blood does not get to ramp up his pets. Finally gets himself a couple of pets with a bit of the explosives around the corner. It does do a little bit of damage. Wake of Ashes on the pets just to get himself that Dawn Light. Binding Shut no longer stunning him anymore. And Stoneblood trying to see if he can back up out of it. But DMCS just focused in. Zeroed in on that full Dawn Light stun. And there's just nothing you could do about it. 4? Okay, dude. Alrighty, dude. Paladino with a 4. There it is, man. Get us another one going. Boris and Kineric, let me know when you boys both are ready. I wonder if it's possible for us to take one of the Paladins on team Boris and switch them over to team Kineric. Just so like each team is a Paladin. Maybe evens out those odds a little. Pallies are my weakness? Yeah, Pallies are a lot of class of weakness. Immersed Paladin, I'm not sure who I want to see you win, so OP at the moment. Normally I'm just seeing, like, Paladins are rough, don't get me wrong. But I usually see a lot of the times Mark such opponents just absolutely like bonk him on the head. Okay. Kineric is switching over. Kineric is swapping. He be back in a sec. I'm in red BM. BM is just my ult. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. I've cooked the build, so if I never change, so it never changes up. And wait, what? Hold on. Let me try that again. I can't read. Now what about the mix and the groups? Yeah, I'm not against it. It looks like Kineric is gonna be switching over to something. Mayor Paladino. I've cooked up a build, so if it never changes, you end up getting alpha or early beta. I'm gonna send it to you, LMAO. But long story short, the shielding master from Kata Mop is back in multiple talents. I don't know what that means. To be honest, I have no idea what that means. You know what I mean? MM has so much burst and Red Pally is so much defensive. True. Yeah, Pally definitely are pretty tanky, but they're also very damage heavy, aren't they? Very damage heavy. Is Boris ready? Boris ready. All right, we'll do one more round as this, and maybe we can like shuffle the teams up a little bit. Yeah. Shuffle the teams. Maybe grab a Pally from Team Boris, and then maybe send a Hunter over to Team Boris or something. Control Veron. All right, one type. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Bitter match. Boris, Caneric, 5, Tall, Veron, 1. What? Okay, hold on. Tall, Veron. Okay, I can do Tall, Veron. Pallies are going into midnight with the most defenses out of every class is going to be a great time. I feel like at this point, like, might not be a bad idea to main swap. If Pallies are looking that good at midnight, might as well not be a bad idea just to main swap altogether. You know what I mean? But yeah, your heals shield targets. Holy Pally is back to being a disc light. Are they actually? So when you said Shielded Master from Kata Mop, I think I roughly remember them having like a mastery that shielded people. Really? That could be actually really good. I feel like shields and absorbs is something a lot of people don't really look super into. But like season 2 of War Within, disc race with those shields were insane. I think VM is actually pretty decent against Red, so you just gotta have a lot of room to kite. Well, Tolveron is gonna give you as much room as possible, boys, yeah? This is gonna be the most kite-friendly map that we can get ya. The most amount of kite potential. Enjoy it. Make the best of it. Which? Hertzblad is it? Yo, is he first up? I love Hertzblad, dude. I love me some Shadow Priest. But looks like it's going to be Jason first up versus Palm. Palm immediately just getting blasted out by Jason. Full on killing spree. It is going to take a ton of damage from an Outlaw rogue, dude. You would think this is Subtlety rogue. That's just an Outlaw. I just the Pistolier, Gunslinger. That's apparently going to have the Between the Eyes. This has like a... Apparently there's an animation where when you use Between the Eyes as Outlaw in Midnight Alpha, there's like a tumbleweed. The roaster and Palm just absolutely cannot handle what this rogue is cooking. I don't even know what happened, to be honest. I thought his health kind of stopped moving for a second, but it just was maybe a bit of a standstill as Jason just absolutely slicing and dicing right through it. What just happened? Seriously, that opener by an Outlaw is like, wait, is that Outlaw or is that Subtlety? What spec am I even looking at? Well, shadows out for Jason. Might need to go for a bit of a reset. Adrenaline Rush coming up very, very soon. Is going to need to use everything he can to live. There goes Vanished. We'll need to use Sippy Cup. Everything available. Just to survive, we'll need to catch a reset. And Reflex, I don't think is going to let him get any opportunity to catch a re-stealth. It is going to be Trinket, Blind, Jason with an Adrenaline Rush. I don't really know what you can really do in that situation. Still, pets are rolling up on you. Jason with a cheat death might just be lights for him right now. There's just only so much you can do, and unfortunately does end up going down with Reflex, sacrificing the goal for a quick heal. Squirrel trying to see if he can let himself an angle. Death and Decay down. Hunter's Mark picking up the eyes, unfortunately, though. Does get himself the explosive shot. That's going to be double tap ready. Flex could be in a bit of a worse spot. Stun on to Squirrel. Does have himself true shot and everything available. Black Arrow, I think, is going to end up cleaving some people, but I don't think he can really help it. If Black Arrow cleaves people, literally, I don't think he can help it. But aim shot while moving? Aim shot while moving? I barely see that. What is that? What is that talent? Is that the one from Cheetah? Where while Cheetah is active, you can move while casting aim shot? Wild stuff. Flex does go for a death pack. However, a lot of that health is just necrotic out, or at least it was for a little bit, so he did have to wait until it's gone. He has himself a little bit of rune power to go for death strikes. But getting himself like a clean go versus Squirrel, I think he's gonna have to go in, stun, summon up the army of undead, grab a couple of death strikes, and then go behind the pillar. Let the armies of undead rush Squirrel down. AMS, in case there's a freezing trap, does go in for a stun. That's going to be tricking out of Squirrel with the rapid fire, but does go for the blind to stop the rapid fire. Unless Squirrel goes in for aim shots and black arrows, they don't really have a lot of consistent damage. Riftflex just trying to see if he can survive it. Turtle out for Squirrel, and Flex looks like he's not going to go behind the pillar. He either had to make a choice, either go behind the pillar or stay on the hunter. It looks like he's trying to stay on him. Is going to let the pets and the dots and diseases do a lot of that work. Kevin Lynn is ripping Flex in, is going to go for that IBF, dropping down Dome immediately, as Flex is having to fight for his life versus Kevin, who's got himself an entire army of undeads, everything available. Flex with every single death strike, trying to see if he can survive, but it's just a lot of damage out of a Death Knight. One class, a ton of damage, max burst, and Hertzblatt is going to be up next. Does get interrupted on Shadow. For Kevin, he does have a lot of defenses to work with here, and he's going to take that momentum from the Unholy Death Knight versus Shadow, and he's just trying to see if he can get some range damage. I don't know if he's got another grip or anything, but he's just trying to see if he can keep the pressure, whatever he's got, going as much as possible. Hertzblatt landing a stun on the guy. Halo to follow. Are you the Archon Priest, or are you the Void Rift? You got to be a Rift Priest, right? Because I'm pretty sure you had the big Void Rift. I guess next time we see you press Torrent, we'll either see a big old rift under the toes of Kevin or not. Yeah, okay, no, he is a Rift. He is a Rift. I just, every time I see Halo, I'm thinking like, is he Archon? Because I'm not used to Halo. Oh, he's gonna go for a quick switcheroo, the Void Shift. However, the question is, does it even matter? Does the Void Shift even matter? Hertzblatt is still out in the open. His health bar is still going down fairly quickly. He's got nothing left as a defensive. No fear. Stun in 8 seconds. Kevin just still rushing at him. Potentially might have AMS in the back pocket. And for Hertzblatt, he's got nowhere to go. Nothing else to do. With Kevin just continuing the pressure. Dropping a flag of ownership after the guy. Or not a flag of ownership, but like one of those PvP flags from Dragonflight. With DMCS taking him out fairly quickly. Stone, he was like, my man, Red Pally can probably beat a hunter. Red Pally can potentially be beaten by Beastmaster Hunter. You just need room to kite. We're giving you the biggest arena we got, man. The biggest arena for the biggest boy out here, the Knuckle Tier. I love the mog. It looks great. It actually does look really, really good. But this is the most amount of room you got. DMCS is actually gonna try to see if he can put the pressure on those pets, but mostly trying to keep the Dawn Lights on himself to keep himself all nice and healthy. And that's gonna be Stone trying to see if he can land an angle, but he's not rushing at DMCS. He really wants the Pally to try to pull him away from the pillar, and is trying to keep the pets alive as best as possible. DMCS keeps poking out. Could be an opportunity for Stormblood to get some damage. He's getting the angles. He is getting those angles little by little. It almost looks like DMC is trying to inch himself out from around the pillar. Trying to see if he can rush out of there as best as possible. But he is going to go for rush out. It's going to be a quick pet resummon for the Stormblood. Silence out for DMCS with another binding shot. Still trying to close the gap. Stun onto Stormblood. Does go for Trinket. Scatter shot immediately backing himself out of there as quickly as possible. Shield of Vengeance is out for DMCS, but he's chilling behind the pillar with those pets. Not all those pets. One of the pets is here, but the other pet... Oh wait, no, now they're both there. Now they're both there. Is it straight to take Halo with Void thing? Not necessarily. It just is a... It's a good ability. It hits pretty hard, but it's just I'm not used to Priest running Halo unless they're Archon specifically. It's just what I'm used to. Does get himself a kick. That's going to be Stormblood summoning up all the pets. He got himself the most amount of burst damage. The pets are rushing in. DMCS, however, does have plenty of survivability. He's still got lay on hands and everything, I believe. Blessing protection. Hold on. You can remove it. You can Trank Shot it. Do you have Trank Shot? I don't know if he does actually. DMCS does use that immunity to keep the pressure onto the Hunter with the Warrior as the last one left. I don't know if Lay on Hands is still available for DMCS. I know the bubble is still available. Varial does reflect. I'm not sure exactly what versus DMCS. Does go for a Trinket here. Spear, everything is available. That is going to be Shield of Vengeance. Not going to feel great at all. Parry up for Varial. This is where you want to commit the most amount of damage. Question is, do you have the Shatter to follow up? Lay on Hands for DMCS just to recover a lot of the health. And Varial is going to go for a fear, but a bubble out of DMCS just to keep the potential pressure on Varial. So he does not get any second wind recovery. Was able to dodge the Dawn Light, but a second Dawn Light does connect. I think it's just lights. I think it's over. Yeah, Pally versus Warrior. There's just not much you can do as a Warrior. and DMC is just continuing to land kill after kill after kill. Trank Shot can get rid of that? Yes, Trank Shot can. If you have Trank Shot, it removes a magic buff and a enrage. And Blessing Protection is a magic buff. Yeah, so if you have Trank Shot, you could remove it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Trank Shot. I don't know if you like running Trank Shot. I think against some classes, Trank Shot is really good. Like, you're not gonna run Trank Shot against a rogue, but like any class that has like a buff that you can remove, usually it's pretty good. Usually it's pretty good. Kinetic still got 5. We'll see how many Boris got. Pair it together with the Herald's duplicate Light of Dawn. Veneration. Hammer Wrath grants an absorb shield up to 5 injured. So that's a shield now? That used to be heal. Oh, I like that actually. Seraphic Barrier. Word of Glory and Light of Dawn. Shield Alice for 10% of the healing. That might be kind of okay. Not crazy. Light of Dawn, Holy Shackle with 50% chance to cast again. I don't know. I don't know about Light of Dawn and shields, and maybe it'll be okay. But I allow it. For now, we allow it. Just hopping. Okay, Boris got 2 people swatching over. Team Kinetic, stick around. Boris will let me know when they're ready. Maybe I'll check Pally. It's up to you. Yeah, if you want to switch over to a different team, just let your group lead know. Like, hey, I want to switch over. They'll just list the group back up and you can join back in. They'll wait for you. If you guys want to switch over to Pallies, because the game is very... Like, Blizzard keeps buffing Pallies and nerfing other classes, so... Can't get mad at them with that. I do hope they end up tuning the game a little bit better in the future. But yes. Okay, so we got a couple of spots open for Jason. I don't know if it's like people just switching over to a few different classes, but I'm gonna open the group up under same category of Raids Legacy under multi-core. So if you're over with Team Jason, the Outlaw Rogue, who popped off last game, by the way, motherfucker joined back in. Buff max damage 800% minimum. Imagine. Kind of want to swap to Disc Priest and Lameo unkillable. So healers in PvP in duels is, I mean, it just wouldn't work. We usually don't have healers join duels at all. Yeah, they're just not designed for like 1v1 like that. But yeah, Boris, I am gonna need a second to get a couple. So we do have a spot if you guys want to join in. We do have one spot. Guys, reason I haven't been in the duels because of the Palas. Yeah. Pallies are really strong. I don't even know, like, people have called for Pally nerfs for a while. It's been a couple of weeks, and I'm surprised Blizzard hasn't done anything about it, you know? I was thinking they would do something about it by now. Are Pallies still, like, the most played in solos? I haven't looked at the statistics in a second. You can find those on Trustfar. They're generally pretty good. Like, it's not activity, it is leaderboard stats were within solo shuffle, I guess. Oh yeah. Wait, we can do all. Yeah, if you do all classes, oh god. Red Pallies of 3000 from those healers. It's like Disc Priest, Rest of Shaman, PM, Holy Priest, Unholy DK. Yeah, like you would think, like if you see a bar like this, you're like, something is off. You know? Maybe we should make the game a little more balanced because look, Pallies have a 32% popularity. One spec. And like, I guess you could also say, well, Dal, you know, Unholy DK and Frost DK, they're separate, but if you put them together, they're probably closer. And even if you were to do that, 11.9, let's round up to 12%, and 3.6, we can round up to 4%. 12 and 4 is like 16%. So basically half of what Pally's got is just one spec. Like if you were to put Pallies together, I don't know, with Holy, a lot of numbers, man. Yeah, I mean, people have been asking for them to like, hey, can you balance it? Like, we just want to play like, we just want to be able to play variety, not just see Pallies in every game. And I'm surprised they haven't done anything about it yet. yeah, when you have numbers like this, I imagine the first thing you would do is like probably do some tuning. I don't even know if they need to nerf paladins. They just need to buff like other classes, right? Just buff other classes a little, like a 5% damage buff. That probably will do enough, right? It's got a class balance. Classic had. Yeah, like no, we need more. We do definitely need like two classes to be as even as possible, and not have like one outlier above everybody. I feel like it's a little much when that happens. But maybe they're like kind of gave up with season 3 and they're like focusing on midnight. So then I could like see it, but still, you shouldn't abandon season 3. Like you could do some tuning. You could just do some like number tuning. Oh, Pallies are like 30% ahead of everybody else, so we gotta lower their damage by 30%. You know what I mean? That should stabilize the meta a little. That should stabilize the ladder a bit. Probably, I don't know. You know, like something like that. Hogwarts Legacy finally came out, a Game Pass, and joined some downtime pre-remix. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I've originally wanted to play the game, but I never got around to it. Never got around to it. Anybody remember when that game had the whole big controversy? People calling it that wizard game and everything. Bro, the fact that we lived through that whole scenario, the fact that people went wild about a wizard video game is just like, it's insanity. Dude, yeah, the DK set looks so good. Death Knights keep winning the tier set game over and over and over, man. I can't believe it. Pally set also looks clean. I actually like the Shaman set a lot too. Priest set is also pretty cool looking. Red design is way superior than most of the classes. They have an insane self heals, multiple immunities, insane harbor damage, bird decay. I'm just surprised the Blizzard. Oh wait, hey, game no Palace. I love seeing it. That's pretty cool. No Pala game. This is gonna be potentially maybe a little more interesting. But yeah, like I'm like Doctor, what your opinion of Pallies is opinion of what other people have been saying for like weeks now. So I'm surprised the Blizzard hasn't like, hey guys, we've heard your concerns because a lot of you guys keep talking about there's a lot of red Pallies. You know, we hear you. We want to try to see if you can create some balance on the ladder so we have more class variety, not just Pallies every game. You know, you would think they would say something about it, but I'm surprised they haven't. Not yet, at least. Twitch. Oh, a bit of a rematch between Jason and Palm, but looks a bit. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Palm immediately with a Xerxes Ray. Jason making sure to land a full killing spree in the opener, just absolutely gutting the guy down with the cheap shots over the tail end. Does Trinket with a shockwave, disarm for the disarm. Paul needs to be very, very careful. Very, very careful with his big enraged regen. Jason trying to see if he can back up out of this. Shockwave does connect with his spear, does go for the blind, and Palm cannot Trinket out of this one. May potentially be looking to go for a enraged regeneration, depending how much damage he's taking. Quite a bit from Jason. That's a lot of hits, but still alive. Got himself full avatar. Everything is available. Jason may potentially be looking to go for a defensive here. Trying to see if he can just maneuver around Palm, unable to be slowed down whatsoever. Palm literally is just crawling to him. Look at that slows. I think he might have hit him with like a shiv to slow him down quite a decent bit. Palm does go for a fear while evasion up for the rogue. Maybe he has like a Stormbolt. No, instead just gonna go for a Blaze Storm to immune any CC for a second. Stormbolt right after connects. Try to go for a shard, but realize he just can't get far enough away. Vanish for the rogue, and that's gonna be able to burst. Oh my goodness. The burst out of an outlaw rogue is like a sub-rogue burst, man. I can't believe it. Reflex gonna be up next. Jason with the vanish. He does have a drone rush. Killing spree available too. Could go for like a really huge, massive burst combo. May need a Ghost to strike, but otherwise I think he's okay. Flex trying to see if he can find him. Hanging out by the eyes. Almost picks him up, but not quite. Jason is out in the open somehow. I'm not really sure what happened. He was in stealth for a second. I think Flex is waiting for him to stealth up to maybe hit him with a Death and Decay. Or no, just gonna let the pet do work. Jason, unfortunately, will not be able to get the proper stealthy opener, which is where you can do a lot of your burst. Have to go. Have a good time, y'all. Yeah, thanks so much for coming by. Cool. Hope you're having a good one. Stoner Jason does go for the trinket. Gouge the flex with a grapple. Trying to see if he can get himself out of dodge. Might actually be able to get far enough away to catch a re-stealth. And with a Sippy Cup, I think he's clean. Unless he's like bled up or dotted. Death and Decay is not going to feel good. Adrenaline Rush, however, does get used. Army of Undeads is rolling in. Does not have advantage, but he might be able to work back to another advantage if he just spends a bit more time building and spending calm points. He does grapple away to get himself some line of sight. The riders are charging him. Maybe he can catch a re-stealth. And for a second, he can't just drop that aggro. Is going to get the cheap shot onto Flex. Got himself a proper opener. Evasion coming up very, very soon. Is going to get hit with a blind, but he's got huge defenses here, so he might just be able to hold toe-to-toe with Flex. Take a little bit of shadow damage, as well as that disease damage. Blind onto Flex for a second. Vanish is available yet again in case he needs it. Might be able to go for a proper stun here. Does get hit with a strangulate for a second by the Death Knight. Cheap shot is a fool. No DR, no nothing. Does get himself a bit more control with the disarm right after. Does Jason have enough damage? Flex is low. So is Jason. Could be anyone's game. Jason backing up out of there with that grapple hook. Backing up out of there. He does have cheat death. Maybe a quick stealth. Death and Decay might keep him in combat. Oh, looks like he's clean with it. Looks like he's clean with that re-stealth. Flex does end up sacrificing the gold and summon a fresh new one. He no longer has death back or much. Jason, I think, could just wait. Adrenaline Rush coming up very, very soon. He could just wait. He doesn't need to rush him. Dome down. He knows he's like expecting the rogue. You can have the eyes on the far side. Do you go grabbing him? Or do you just stay by the pillar? Oh, 2 seconds, 1 second. Jason has everything he needs right now. Well, Cycler has Adrenaline Rush. Goes to strike everything. Adrenaline Rush, however, that puts him out in combat, unfortunately. Is going to go for a kidney shot. Army of Undead is here. Huge disarm. Does he have the damage? Adrenaline Rush still in play. Cheap shot to follow. Blind right after. Just sees the best to collapse on the rogue. But does the rogue have enough here? Cheat death still available. No, it does not proc for some reason. I think he got cheated on that cheat death. I'm not really sure. That Cry is going to be up next as an assassination rogue this time around. By the way, Kendaric playing out the rogue with a tier set. When you press Adrenaline Rush, that flips a coin, putting you out of stealth into combat. So if you do want to use Adrenaline Rush, you basically want a cheap shot, then immediately Adrenaline Rush. You have to. And Lecry just needed a couple more bleeds, taking him down. Quick garrote, taking out the Death Knight out back with a Vermiling. I almost want to call you Vermin, but your name is not Vermin. Vermailing, right? Verm? I don't really know. I feel like I'm gonna mess up your name super hard. Lecry somehow gets a cheap shot off of that opener by the Demon Hunter. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. It's gonna be Deathmark. I think the Deathmark connected too, right? Yeah, Deathmark connected. The bleed is in. Vermiling might actually just be going down here. Hold on, he has like no health whatsoever. Try and take out the rogue. Cheat death by the rogue. Catch for a second, still bled up. Wait a second, does Demon Hunter still die? He still might die to the bleeds. Ooh, Lecry, the band that made it out of there alive. I am surprised by that one. Holy moly, with Purple Haze. Get him with a quick sap arena. The rogue is going to be able to get past him. How are you alive? He just needed the blades to do a little bit more damage. Just literally living by the bleeds. He's gonna have to sit and sell for a very long time if he wants that sippy cup to give him a lot of healing. Purple Haze playing Destruction. He is gonna be able to get a Succubus to catch him in the quick Succubus Seduce. Lecry, however, does not have Cloak of Shadows. He has Undead Racial, so maybe he can break out of the charm. But like, he doesn't really have anything to follow up, unfortunately. Maybe waiting until Deathmark and everything. Maybe until Blind is up, so you might be able to catch a reset. But really, he doesn't want to fight him. No, he's going to Phantom Eyes. He's going to be able to find the Succubus. Silence on the both of them. Maybe another silence on the Purple Haze. It's got a lot of that CC. Full Kingsbane is in and just try to see if he can run out. There goes the Undead Rachel. Breaking away, letting the dots run Purple Haze while he makes it. He's got free with the reset. Hold on a second. That was actually so clean. Catches the Succubus in the sap for a moment. Try to see if he can find it. Gouge, silence. His control over the Succubus is impeccable. And just got to lead in dots onto Purple Haze to back away. He's just going to play the dot game. He's not deterred. He sees a Warlock with a lot of power, a full Infernal coming down, and this rogue is not scared. This rogue does not know fear. Literally does not know fear. If Purple Haze does not get a single fear cast on the guy once today, then this rogue literally does not know fear. He has Cloak of Shadows. He could just pre-cloak this damage. He knows the second is going to try to stop him. There goes a Trinket. Purple Haze does have Death Pack, but it's just not really going to do much. It's actually not going to do much. Cloak of Shadows by the rogue. Try to see if he can roll over. But Purple Haze is just bleeding up. And Lecry, he knows it's going to be Demonic up next. Immediately is just going to try to see if he can dot him up. Does get hit with a Kinder Shot. Demonic is given an opportunity to get full dots in. Shiv, but it trades with a Disarm Blind. For Lacry, there's an opportunity to maybe catch a reset. Disarm onto Demoniac. He's gonna have to get full dots in. That's gonna be Demoniac with a full death mark. Lacry trying to go for a Kingsbane of his own. I think Lacry is just dead. Demoniac just got way too many dots together with that Kingsbane. It is a lot of damage altogether. But that was so good. That was so good. The rogue literally knows no fear. Boy, what does he do with him? Boy, my job? Or boo, I'm a job. Wait, is that what it's supposed to be? Boo, I'm a job? Is this being the terror for the unemployed community? Is that what's happening? What in the heck is going on? Disarm for disarm is boo. Trying to make sure the Demonic is not looking jobless. Hammering down big executes and it's just over. Your name is so good. Yo, the cry, dude, that was actually so clean. Getting silences on that succubus and just controlling the entire fight, letting the dots roll, not giving up against the warlock. Just like, I'm gonna let it sink the dots into him, catch a reset, let those dots rot him down. That was so good. Gotta get another one going here, man. I want to see another one of those. Yo, as soon as they took a paladin out of the crazy chat, duels became more fun. I'm not gonna lie, I was so engaged with that one. I was actually so engaged with that match. I'm here to employ. I love that. I love that, dude. The biggest disaster for the jobless community. Let's do it, Dalaran sewers. I think I feel like there's an opportunity for you to clean up some rats from Dalaran sewers. Mop Holy Mastery. Healing spells have a also place a shield on your target for 27% of the amount healed. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, you're right. It is actually the mastery, Jake. You're literally showing up. That's neat. We get hurt by WoW on Fridays. I've been meaning to go 5v5. Oh, good, Belly. Oh, good. You're more than welcome to join us, man. Always welcome to join us. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. You know how it be. You know how it be, my guy. Yeah? Yeah. What version of Demo is Legion Remix? Same War Within. In Legion Remix, we get to play same War Within versions of the classes. Would have been cool if you got to play Legion versions of them, but I don't think they're in the game anymore. Like, I don't think they even have the info for it to make them happen either. Twitch. So it's gonna be like Mop Remix, right? It's gonna be the current design of classes, just within Legion content with artifact weapons. But it should be a lot of fun. You get some really cool demon AP weapon abilities too. I think you'll like it. Jason gonna be first up versus, who is it? Actually, Jason, I know you pressed on a Adrenaline Rush right now. Is this Coral? I like your mog. I like your look with a hat and everything. I like the whole duster you got going on. I like it a lot. It's gonna be Jason opening up on DMCS in the opener. There goes the pally back in, boys. The Pallies are back, and it's going to be Jason trying to see if you can swell these paladins out. You don't have to press a drone rush before you open up, by the way, Jason. Since the tier set that we have, it does let you flip a coin. We actually want to use it almost like an offensive button, so you don't want to use it pre-stealth anymore. Not a thing anymore. You almost want to just kind of open up with a cheap shot. A drone rush goes to strike immediately for the huge opener. Does get himself the killing spree off of that cheap shot. Is going to try to see if he can build some damage. Pre-Cloak of Shadows to make sure the Paladin cannot stop him. The Paladin, however, is still able to slow him, even though past Cloak of Shadows. Hard does come through. Is going to take a little bit of damage. Blind right after looks at DMC is trying to play defensively. Just up for a second. Is going to be able to stop some of Paladin's damage. Unless you land the kick here. I think he does get hit with a blind. He does get hit by that Searing Glare. Wake of Ashes is going to get the rogue out in the open. Smoke Bomb for a second. Catches himself a resell for a moment. Evasion, which also most likely comes with a DR here as well, actually, so not that bad of an idea, is going to grapple in before the dots have set in for the Paladin, who's got himself a Dawn Light, but I don't think he has a dot over onto Jason. Try to see if he gets some damage happen. Final wreck is an opportunity, but the rogue is so fast. The rogue is so quick, trying to make sure he doesn't stay anywhere near DMCS, who is going to go for a couple of casts. Adrenaline Rush is in play. Lots of damage. Probably going to pop something out of the Paladin. There goes a Blessed Protection with Jason with the grapple out. Does eat a fairly strong dot with Dawn Light. I wonder if he has another grapple hook available. Catches a restealth. Bob comes off. I don't know if he was close enough to maybe land a kick. Because if you land a kick and maybe get some damage in, Killing Spree coming up very, very soon, actually. So maybe can make something work here. Possibly, potentially. For DMCS, he does, I think, still has lay on hands. Definitely has bubble, but I'm pretty sure he also has lay on hands. So he might use lay on hands and then bubble for later. So for Jason, he just got to be very careful. Disarm is available. Cloak in 30 seconds. Trinket very, very soon as well. So you actually get yourself a decent setup here potentially. Maybe something you could work off of. Cheap shot, building up a little bit of damage. Trinket out for DMCS immediately. For Jason, honestly, not a bad idea just to catch himself a restealth if possible. Blind onto the pally before he can land those dots. And the rogue is looking for that subtlety type of gameplay to go for hit and runs. He's got a cooldown on DMCS. It's no worth it just fighting him while he has on stun DRs, because the rogue is basically out in the open. So for the MCS, he still has a bubble. He could use the bubble offensively just to see if he can drop some damage with Jason. The big opener by the rogue. Huge burst like he's a subtlety. Killing Spirit after. Blind to follow. You do have a trinket. Break it out of it really, really quickly. Gouge for a second. Vanish to follow. Potentially picking up a lot of damage. It's going to be cloak shadowed by the rogue. DMCS might have to go for a bubble right now. There goes the bubble. Jason does not have an easy out, but grapple hooks are available. And he's got himself second one to go behind the pillar. At the very least, the rogues have an escape. And DMCS got himself lots of movement, but the rogue got plenty more movement than you do. So it is going to be able to slow him down by a decent bit. Trying to catch himself a restealth. Grapple yet again. The chamber come over. Does follow through with a bit of a first aid by the rogue. Has evasion, so he could be a pre-evasion some of this damage, but he definitely does not want to get hit. Does get hit with the Wake of Ashes. Unfortunately, no pre-feint for the stun or anything. And DMCS follows up with a Searing Glare. Evasion for the rogue is all he has, but look at the damage is burning through a health bar. For the rogue right now, there's just not much he can do. Can shot on the DMCS, but he has to play super defensive. That Dawnlight, however, is going to rot him from behind the pillar. I don't even know if he's going to be able to be alive here. Maybe, I was thinking maybe he can catch himself a restealth, but that dot, that cheat death, I think it's over, right? Pretty sure it's over. Yeah, Pally just got to put that dot on rogue once, and that's it. You could literally just AFK for 1 or 2, I think. That is so rough, man. The rogue is like going for those resets, get it to cooldown through one immunity to the next immunity, and Pally just got, as long as he gets that Dawnlight, he wins. It is so tough, man. It's just so rough. That Dawnlight dot is huge damage over time, man. It's so consistent. Super consistent. Squirrel trying to see if he can make some kind of a play. Does trick out of the CC. DMCS left with no immunities, but does himself still a lay on hands. Does Squirrel have any follow-up damage here? It looks like he got himself some procs, but unless he has DMCS out in the open with black arrows and rapid fires, just unable to crack through a Shield of Vengeance really with a short stun onto DMCS, but he's got himself the dots on the Hunter too. And as long as he's keeping that Dawnlight, he's going to be A-okay. Boo, I'm a job, charges right in, with DMCS still holding his own, so somebody's got to find a way to take him down so the rest of Team 2 actually gets a chance to play. Boo rushes in with Avatar, full cooldowns, everything available, knowing that the Pally does not have immunity anymore. Unless he got Leon Hands coming up sometime soonish. I think he might just take him out right here, right? I think he has to commit everything. He has to set everything in. Literally, if you're just holding Pally in place, it's going to land the quick execute. Did have to burn defensives and offensives to try to see if he can win this. Well, Palm going to be up next, charging in over at Boo. Leap in by Boo, as he's going to go for a leap of his own. Able to stay barely away from Palm. Is going to go for a disarm. Disarm right after. And as long as Boo, as long as he's taking some damage, he's not going to be able to get that second wind heal. But that waterfall, though, that waterfall down the middle is giving him some breather. Look at that second wind. That's perfect. It's exactly what he needs. Literally bounce up just so you can reposition behind the pillar super quickly. Which is exactly what he really needed there, honestly. Palm is chilling behind the pillar. Kind of just waiting for Boo at this point. He's like, you know what? I got cooldowns. I just need to find a good angle to eventually catch him, but this man is slippery. Using every trick he can in order to stay alive as long as possible. These two are literally moving at the same movement speed. Unless you have mount, I think it's mount equipment to, unless they disable mount equipment in PvP. So unless you have mount equipment that lets you move faster while mounted, I don't think you'll be able to catch him. Unless, like I said, maybe it's disabled in PvP in general, and it might be. Might be. I'm pretty sure when you're like in Twin Peaks, you can't just like walk over water while mounted. I'm not sure. I'll need to double check. I'll need to double check. As a rogue, I'm usually never mounted because I'm literally moving faster. Wait, did the spear connect? Wait, what happened to the spear? I feel like the game just literally ate your spear. I think the boxes ate your spear. That should have definitely speared him, but it just went nowhere. I am not sure what happened. Chat, where did that spear go? Did the box eat the spear? This is some Amazon shipment box. That spear went through. Look, that spear was sent. The other got eaten by the Amazon shipment box, man. It's gonna ship down into like Howling Fjord or something. What is happening? What is going on? Is that a mimic? Is that box a mimic just ate his spear? What is happening? Palm, I feel like because of the lack of the spear, couldn't lock down Boo when he needed to. And it looks like he's going to be going down. Does have enraged regen unless my UI is not working correctly, which I don't think it is. I don't think it's working correctly for enraged regen. Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty sure he pressed it. Pretty sure he did use it at some point. There's just no way. Fear onto Purple Haze is going to be dropping down a big old infernal down behind the pillar with a stun onto Boo. Hits him with a quick fear. Now here's the one getting hit with a quick Boo, but a Chaos Bolt does not connect, letting that Zerker Rage kind of not be used. Actually, I didn't think he even had Zerker Rage. I think it was the fear DR'd out. But that fear literally lined inside of you away from that Chaos Bolt, which is perfect. It is going to be behind the pillar with those pets. At least you can press Bloodthirst while behind the pillar. That Infernal is not going to feel good, but on those pets, at least you can get some damage out. Purple Haze able to get some damage over time on him. Trying to land another fear. Boo, at the very least, can maybe get some healing off of that pet. Whatever healing you can is going to be helpful. You won't be able to completely escape the damage for second wind healing, but Bloodthirst is still helping. Not much, but it's better than nothing. It's like maybe what, 2% healing? 1%? 0.4? Dampening is pretty high with 45% dampening, so it's like barely you're not getting any healing anyway. Maybe can wait until a big impending victory, but he's definitely gonna need to make sure he got himself a clean go. Potential with a spear, avatar, he won't be able to stop any kind of CC like a Mortal Coil or a Shot of Fury, unfortunately. He's got to be very careful. I think he's just gonna wait out to see if he can maybe kill the pet. He's got himself in Rage Regen too. That's coming up very, very soon. Quick Fear into Purple Haze. Picking up whatever heals he can. The Succubus is dead, actually, so he won't have the Succubus to help him out. Blaze him to try to see if he can stop any Mortal Coil, so Purple Haze has to delay it for a second. Wall is down. Stunned before he can go for a Mortal Coil. He can still Mortal him. He's going to go for a quick port. Leap is available. Mortal Coil? But I think Boob might have had himself a Reflect there too. But still might be able to land a Mortal Coil. Definitely needs to get himself a new pet. Mortal Coil. Shadow Fury. Fear is gonna get Zerkers though. Tried to go for a bolt, but I think it's just over. Did himself Reflect last second, and I think Reflected Conflagration just enough damage with a bit of damage of his own. Reflex, however, is gonna be up next. Immediate disarm, but he just needs to get the army going. Boo does pick up a trinket, but he's just surrounded by the army of undeads, trying to see if he can walk away from as many of them as possible, especially that big old A-bomb. Whatever he can land his sight and not be fighting, he might be okay, but it's just way too much pressure. I think he's gonna be going down here. It's just way too much pressure with the diseases, with the dots, everything available. Rage damage with Kevin going to be up next, though, as Rip is just going to try to see if you can rip him up in the open, drop a dome, and take whatever momentum he has on to Kevin. But Kevin's pets are doing work, though. Both Deathlights are taking a lot of hits, though. But Reflex is with that IBF barely alive. Deathpack right after, rotating everything he can, just trying to see if he can live. Kevin has defense in case he is, so he's just going to take the pressure and momentum and keep it going. Demoniac catches him immediately. Is going to be the undead Ghoul. Catches a quick gnaw, stun. And Kevin with the IBF, Lichborn, every defensive available. Does not have Death Strikes, unfortunately, with an evasion by the Rogue. Not that he can really Death Strike that evasion super well. At least I don't think so. But yeah, I think it's just lights for him. Lacry is the last one left over the team one, charging out a Demoniac. Demoniac with a Cloak of Shadows. Let's see where randomly fed on him. Let's see, he's gonna pick him up immediately. Oh, employed that point. Yeah, let's do one of those, yeah? Let's do one of those. Sap out for Lacry, or onto Lacry. But I think he's the one who picked up the eye, right? Lacry picking up the eye. Demoniac does not have defenses, but he does have offensive power. I think he still win as a rogue. He has a trinket. So whoever's going to get the most damage during the trinket is going to be the winner here. Lacry with an evasion. Does get a death mark onto Demoniac. We got a blind. So Demoniac is taking some damage, but not the most amount of damage. Lacry needs to get back over there onto Demoniac with a cheap shot. Just make sure the dots are in. Maybe Kingsman on top of it. Does get hit with the disarm. Disarm back onto Demoniac to try to control the duel as best as possible. And he's trying to go for a shiv. Demoniac, I think, might be done for the count here. He's got death mark of his own onto Lacry, but he's just rotting still himself. And Lacry does get the kill. Well done, well done. Boo does pick up 3. Well done, well done. They hate how to play like a complete rat. Yeah, dude, honestly, yeah, like you definitely do have to play a little rat as a warrior. That's what happens when you have a class that just doesn't have a lot of healing. When warriors kick before not moving, that's unfortunate. Hopefully Kevin's back in. But yeah, hopefully yeah. But yeah, remember Warriors Fury back at like BFA when they could just literally bloodthirsty heal all day? We probably should not have Fury Warriors be that strong, but also like Warriors not being able to heal like a Fury, who is the self-heal warrior. You know what I mean? I kind of like that they can self-heal to a degree. You know what I mean? Sets them apart from arms. Either way, though, let's get another one going. On a must. You never got 5. Boris, let me know when you're good to go. We'll get another one up and running here, boys. 10:39. Yeah. Okay. They just play one. Okay. Someone on your team is gonna swap invite so I can get them back in. Okay, so I'm gonna help Caneric real quick. Waiting for Warlock. Okay, so Boris is waiting for his guy, and I'm gonna be helping Caneric get his guy in real quick when we get a moment. PSA to alpha players zoning into the 2 boss raid scales you to level 90, and they are target dummies in the instance as well as ST cleave and AoE healing. Ooh, so you can like test out your class fully. That's awesome, actually. Damn, that's sick, actually. Hell yeah. Ready? Beautiful. I'll just need one more for Caneric whenever he's back. What's so fun not having to the rat and he comes back and runs the live? Yeah. Well, I can't blame anybody for like playing a rat paladin or anything. You know what I mean? Team all good. Double checking with Caneric. Yeah, I like if somebody plays a rat paladin, dude, I'm not gonna sit here and like make him feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, pass me the lead. Let me get the king back in here. Wait, what? Hold on. Are you playing a healer? Or is that a Shadow Priest? I don't know, man. Hold on. I think if we can do a Disc Priest duel. Disc Priest in 1v1's a little weird, bud. The mustache is important, my dude. Phil, I haven't used mustache wax in a good second and all that, so I don't know, man. It's not that good looking. Be honest with me, man. It's a little chopped looking, but I appreciate you for lying to me. I appreciate you. Means that you are here to, I don't know, curry my favor. And you know what? Honestly, it feeds my ego and I love it. It feeds my ego and I love it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the whole disc situation, make it work. It could look better. I have mustache wax, I have like beard balm, I have the whole 9 yards. I just haven't really been using it. I've mostly been just working on prioritizing my foot and the healing of that, because I've been having like a swelling that's been going on for months and finally it's getting better. So I've just been mostly just prioritizing, like when I wake up in the morning, I get some work done, and I'm trying to spend more time like elevating my foot and then doing exercises just to make sure that's strengthened, and the rest of the time I'm just spending time like working. But I'm having to like spend a lot less time in front of the PC, so I just been like, you know, I've been literally just like half my day I'm like stuck to the couch or stuck on the bed just elevating my foot just to make sure that it's, you know, the swelling does not keep coming back. But yeah, so I've just been kind of focusing on that. So a lot of that time was like priming myself and making myself look pretty in the shower. I'm usually just like trying to get out of there as quickly as possible or whatever, right? So I can spend more time getting work done, because I'm gonna have to spend a lot of my time just laying down doing nothing. And also I had a lot of mornings where I had to like wake up super early, and then go to my chiropractor guy and doing some physical therapy or whatever. So I've just been skipping. I can look prettier. I'll just go shadow. No, I'll just go shadow. Probably let's do shadow. Yeah, let's just do shadow. Probably shadow. I like a mug. The rain jacket and everything. Got a cute looking. Okay, cool. We got him in the shadow piece. Beautiful. Ascended. Boris is ready, right? Ready. We'll do a, I don't even know what arena do we do, man. Rook, Black Rook Hold. Let's do it. Alrighty, boys. Ascended, yeah? I like this song a lot. Did I say the last one? Good chance that I did, but in case that I didn't, double check it. Dude, I woke up so early today, dude. It's not even funny. Actually, I woke up so early. These early doctor's appointments got me waking up at like, for me, insanely early hours. For a lot of normal people that have a 9 to 5 normal hours. Just with YouTube, I usually have the advantage of not having to wake up super early, but I'm also wake up till like super late. So I just like to, you know, work myself into the early grave for one reason or another. But yeah, I just woke up so early, and I'm just like, I literally feel like I could sleep, like actually deep sleep, not just a nap, but a deep sleep. Just chilling for the rest of the day. 3 p.m. I'm like, all right, day's over, day's done. I woke up way too early, did way too much. Which Jason getting sent in yet again. The Outlaw Rogue versus Flags this time. A bit of a rematch. Last time he came real close, but Jason wasn't quite able to get himself the win that he was looking for. Versus Flags, he needed IBF into a blind onto the Rogue's burst, and Jason is gonna have to be very careful. Blind with Flags breaking out of it with a trinket, vanish out by the Rogue, and a Cloak of Shadows. So should give him that clean reset here with that cloak, right? Pretty sure. So for Flex, that is a trinket and an IBF gone. So that's a lot of cooldowns out of the window. While the Rogue still has a lot of stuff available, and he's just literally just gonna wait out for the army. Flex is rushing out the A-bomb all over the place to try to see if he can get the Rogue. Does get him dotted though with a Chain of Ice to slow him down, forcing the Rogue to use his mobility of Grapple Hook to close the gap, while Flex is just gonna be chilling behind the pillar, ready to go for a stun in case he ever needs to. And as long as Jason does not get himself a clean re-stealth, he is losing out on that Adrenaline Rush buff, which is what's giving him a lot of that damage. Burst window does go for a quick vanish, cheap shot right after him, got himself the big coin opener, potential lots of damage with an evasion right after, got himself maybe a bit of damage with the blind to follow, and Fleck just tried to see if he could back himself out of there altogether. Jason using that evasion, but he's actually having to go through quite a few bit of defenses to try to see if he can deal with Flex, who's got himself lots of cooldowns coming up very soon here. Apocalypse, it looks like, is available. I don't know if, actually, if Apocalypse is available, probably the army's available too, isn't it? Potentially? No, it's a 1.5. But in 8 seconds, everything should be available. Flex does get locked out in a stun. Lichborn may not be enough to hold on. Kill Spree to follow up. Death pack, but he's completely necrotic down. He does get himself the army. Does get himself all the undeads. Needs to survive. Death Sharks is starting to actually get some healing through. Jason super low in health. Could be anyone's game, but looks like Jason does go down with Flex taking him out. It was a close one. Lucy, oh, the cry, I don't know why I called it Lucy, immediately stunned. I guess maybe he was out of stealth immediately. Is gonna go for Kingsbane, trying to do death mark. It should be enough damage in order to take him out. Palm up next, charges out at Lacroix, immediately gets hit with a blind. Wait, what? I'm switching over to the wrong person. Might be. Cheap shot onto Palm. Wait, I like that lead. That was worth switching over. It was an accident, but a happy accident, dude. Happy accidents, happy little trees. As Palm trying to see if he can go for a couple of executes onto Lacroix, but a Shiv slows him down just to an absolute crawl. Nothing he can do about a death mark rolling through him. And all he can do is potentially just back up. As long as he can maybe go for like a leap around the corner, catch Lacroix, Stormbolt to trade with that stun. That's kind of huge, but that kidney shot is going to last a little longer. Does give the Rogue enough time to reapply all the dots, and Palm is bleeding out. Is going to need a heal right here. I don't know if that enraged regen has gotten used or it hasn't, but he's definitely going to need to use a heal as soon as possible. Does get it with a garrote. With a full, yeah, honestly, I'm thinking that my UI is not working for that enraged regen. I'm pretty sure he used it. It just does not show up for me. That must be the case. That gotta be the case. I like how the team is also getting blinded here, by the way. They're all trying to give him space, but Lacroix with a Dawn Light, barely alive, barely kicking with a smoke bomb to try to give him some cover. DMCS not letting him get out of his sight at all. The best thing a Rogue can do in that situation is just load up DMCS with dots and just walk away. Question is going to be up next. Is going to be Boo on my job, Kevin, or Void AF. One of those 2 or 3 gotta go. Where's the Paladina? I know, not the best matchup. Paladins versus a Warrior. It is not great for the Warrior. Pally versus Death Knight. Technically, it can do a lot of bursts, but it is also not an easy matchup either. Not easy at all. And then a Shadow Priest, like you could technically bless it. What is it? Massive Spell of Bubble, but also not an easy matchup. We saw a lot of those matchups yesterday with Paladins on EU, and yeah, not easy at all. Kevin, however, does see Lay on Hands, able to keep pressure and putting the pressure past Lay on Hands, but I guess Bubble, he just doesn't have much to work with. Unless maybe AMS, he just doesn't have anything to Death Strike off of, and DMCS is going to take him out. I think the only way that a Paladin or a Death Knight can stand up to a Paladin is maybe you take Dark Sim, and you could Dark Sim a bubble, so when Pally bubbles, you bubble as well. And then you can just kind of be at a bit of a standstill on cooldowns, right? And immunity, so you don't take damage while he's got immunity. Maybe that could work. Void AF is going to be up next. I don't know if he's playing a Archon build or if he's playing a Void Viewer build. I guess we'll find out if he ever used the big torrent ability. But so far, he's just trying to slow and steady. Got himself that VE. I think he's just believing in VE fully. There goes the Spurs to follow up after that VE. For 24% dampening, it is going to dampen and hamper some of that healing. Unless Void Elf got himself some kind of a big heal. I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but it does go down with Boom a Drop being the last one standing. Is going to get a Hodge onto DMCS as he goes in for a blessing of protection. So he's at least able to stop some of the Paladin's burst there. At least able to do some of that. Fear to follow. And the Paladin no longer has a bubble. Question is though, does the Paladin have a Lay on Hands still? Or did he use that already? I think he might have used that versus Kevin. But I'm not 100%. He just got himself Hand of Freedom with a slow onto Boo on my job. Trying to see if he can waddle away from his best as quick as possible. Stun onto the Paladino. Question is, does Boo have enough damage to stay on him? Does he reflect? The MCS trying to be very, very careful. Is going to get a Hodge onto Boo with a Trinket right after. He got executes, but the Palace deals a lot of damage onto this Warrior. Dawnlight is on him. He just got to stay away from the Warrior as best as possible. Is going to go for Berserker stance just to get himself that damage reduction taken off so those executes can do the job. With Purple Haze going to be up next. Immediately going to defensive stance, trying to see if he can roam past him. But I'm pretty sure he's already dotted off the bat. At the very least, he's got a second of chasing after him. So he's going to have to play this very, very slow, very steady. And try to see if he can stay away. Is going to be a quick burst. Chaos Bolt. Stun right after him. He's got himself a bit of the reflect. But is it going to be enough though? Is the question. Mortal Cold to follow. He got himself maybe some healing. Infernal with a bolt. No. Infernal with a bolt unfortunately does end up taking him out. That is tough. Unfortunately, that is very, 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 very tough. Let's see if we can get ourselves another one going, boys. Yeah. Uno más, uno más. Yeah, dude, as soon as it probably popped in, just claiming people down. That is tough. Are we at the 40 mark? Oh, yo, that's a lot of duels. That's a lot of duels. What's up, King? Thanks for the games. Alrighty, so we're gonna need to switch over. Thank you so much for coming by, man. Thank you, friend. Yeah, we're gonna need a +1 for Team Jason. So if you guys want to join us. Oh no, we're gonna need 2 people from Team Jason. Here we go. So if you guys want to join us, more than welcome to. We got spots. If you want to pop in, too tall, my man. If you want to pop in, more than welcome to. Unless you're already in and you've been playing all this entire time, and then I had no idea. They got more Diablo cosmetics? That's cool, I guess. I guess there's also tats too. Wait, there's actually some cool sets though. Paladin ruining the vibe. Same old, bro. Paladins, man. That's a cool set, I guess. And I guess they gave him like new tats and a weapon. That's a pretty cool Necromancer set. That is a Necromancer set, right? Yeah. Shadow Viper. That's kind of a cool rogue set. I don't hate that. Yeah, don't hate that. What is that? What cost is that for? Is that also rogue? Hold on. Does it say? Oh, that's both rogue. That's weird. And I'm assuming this one's Sork? Yeah, Sork. And then we got also Sork. Oh, I like that actually. That looks pretty cool. The crown and all that. That looks a little odd here. But here it looks a little more nicer. I hate how a lot of the Diablo cosmetics are like all paid. And there's almost no opportunity to like actually earn them in game. But still. But they're good looking. Joy didn't get one, lol, no point of giving cosmetics in your wearable 100% of the time. True, honestly, actually true. Actually true and real. Actually true and real. Hold on, chat. I had a phone call while we were chilling, and I want to see what that's all about. One sec. Okay. It's for like a doctor's appointment that I'm probably not gonna go to. Because they are, in my local area, kind of bad at their jobs. And I wrote so. I already told them that I'm probably not going. Don't know what they're calling. Thanks for running, man. Got a Wi-Fi? All good. No worries. Thanks for popping in. We got a couple of spots. If you guys want to join, I'm more than welcome to them. Otherwise, we could also call it early, which I'm not against it because I'm literally exhausted. I could go for a nap, bro. I could go for some dinner and then just sleep for a couple of hours. Probably gonna ruin my sleep if I do that, but dude, I am exhausted. I am exhausted. Did you know we got rid of wearbar customization? We can no longer change the color of the fur and stuff. Do you know they got rid of our wear? Did they have customization? I didn't even realize they had it. Weird. Call it, ain't gonna nobody lol. Come on, dude. Be a little bit more. Be a little more positive than that, Tank. Come on, man. Tank slash WAP says. Boo on my job. Yeah, I could change your hair and you would change with your wearbar for. I didn't know that. That's cool. I had no idea. I had no clue. I had no clue. Hopefully we get some Pally. Here we go. Grizzle. Here we are. Hopefully we get some Pally coding soon on Gutted. This is what I was saying. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't done like announced any tuning for season 3. Because they oh, Kevin, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you. So we got a Grizzle, but we're gonna be dropping Kevin, unfortunately. Is Grizzle one of the DVGA guys? Or oh yeah, it is DVGA. Like, or it's like Duratar. Oh, MDGA. Like Duratar Great Again. Yeah. He's popping in, Kevin. I appreciate you, my man. All good, my guy. All good. So we'll still need 2 more. But yeah, I'm just surprised that they haven't done like anything in terms of like tuning and, you know, like balancing out the ladder to like, oh, this class is super popular while other classes are not played. Let's do something about it, you know. Almost like they decide. It's like if we're basically at the end of a season and like, okay, it's a push time, Messing with the meta then makes no sense. But like, yeah, I was thinking that we're just gonna do some like more tuning. Unless their like entire like class design tuning team is like all in on Midnight, which might be the case. It might all be just like focusing all 100% on tuning Midnight. Although in the alpha, I don't really know what you would end up tuning, right? Because right now it's like, it's all about implementing new class ideas. I don't think you would really do too much tuning or anything like that at this point. You know? Apparently people are pushing, get stuck at 2324s full turnikeys. People pushing are getting stuck at 2324 in full turnikeys. Yeah, the speed scaling is a little rough, right? 23s and 24s are a little high. Yeah. But Turbo Boost is going to help fix that because we are going to get a higher item level. So people probably going to be able to push like, you know, past 23, 24, maybe it's up to 25, 26. That's full avoidance as well. Oh, like gear has avoidance on it. Right. Yeah, I think extra item level is probably going to be helpful. Like, what is it? 6 extra item levels we're getting? What's up, Sally? I do, my man. Hope you're doing good, my guy. I'm doing great. How about you? Like 6 to 7 item levels depending on the item. Like crafted gear is 6 item level, but like mythic gear is 7. But still, yeah, it's like 6.5 item level gain on average, so it's still pretty good. Yeah, so with like 730, I think the damage people are going to be doing is going to be high enough where you'll be able to probably push 25s, 26s maybe. We'll see. But that's going to be huge. That item level bump is going to be great. The average should be like 730. Yeah. 730 or so. Crafted pieces are going to be a little lower, but you know. But yeah. But on turtle roams, I'm pretty sure you don't even need that many crafted pieces, except for like a embellishment or two. But even then, embellishments are like not even that big, you know. They're kind of a little better, little okay, but nothing insane or anything. But yeah, maybe like offhand piece or whatever. Still, it should still be pretty good. We should add important embellishments again. I don't think we ever will. I think back in Dragonflight, embellishments were too much of a gain that they essentially kind of replace like your legendary effects, you know, like Shadowlands legendaries. I think the one embellishments to be useful, but not like make or break for your build. So even if you don't run them, you're not like that severely behind. And actually, I'm kind of okay with embellishments not being like insanely like super strong. Maybe they could be a little stronger than they are right now. But yeah, dual wield survival, I saw. That looks interesting. I'm so excited. And you got axe stones with kill commands and stuff. That should be also pretty cool, yeah? That should be pretty awesome. I'm excited. I'm going to be taking a look at the hunter talents here real soon. Probably do like a whole coverage like I did with rogues in terms of what's new, what's different. Because that would be really fun. But yeah, looking at some of the other stuff though. What's it called? There was like Death Knights. Look at those changes. Death Knight changes, like Frost didn't get like anything. I'd only got some cool stuff, but like the hero talents got like the most mediocre changes. And then Blood DK got some cool new things, but nothing crazy. Nutty 46% increased bleed damage build. Yeah, I saw it because if you can make your grenades, you bleed damage instead, and then buff up your bleeds survival. So you can like really lean into that damage over time. But you could also go into like, it looks like grenade fire damage. You can go bleed damage or like raptor strike damage. Feral get anything cool? Not that many new things. There are some unique new talents, but I don't know how good they're gonna be. They got a decent like they got some, it looks like some talents kind of fused into Berserk, for example, right? So you don't need like 3 different talents to buff Berserk. It looks like all of them are just baseline now. But it doesn't necessarily like give them new talents to replace those. It just ends up mapping out the tree so you can like go from the middle bottom left or from the middle bottom right and like customize your talent build a little bit. There's some interesting stuff. Back later further increase the bleeds too. Does it actually? Makes sense. Makes sense because Beastmaster has a little bit of those dot damage components to it, so it makes sense for them to try to buff that bleed aspect. You know, with the bear that puts up a bleed, and then they also have bleeds from like the bloodthirst. The bloodthirst. It's like a big bleed bite that Beastmaster hunters do. I forget what's it called. And then like the frenzy shot, whatever, bleed. That also is a bleed. Okay, I was surprised with that song. I didn't know that was part of the thing. Bloodshed, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Bloodshed. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Master can change as well, increases all damage, not just focus spender. Good. Good. I think that's a good change. Because focus spender, they basically had to make it so a grenade is focus spender and everything is a focus spender, but now everything is buffed up. So your that was basically gave a very lame mastery for Arms Warrior too. Did they change the Outrogue mastery, or is that still Garbaggio? Because I didn't see if they did anything for Outrogue mastery or not. I can see it here in a second. Spec. No, we still got, yeah, Mingosh, which is, my gosh, really bad. that spec needs a new mastery. Yeah, Arm's got a lame mastery. I don't disagree. However, it's effective. It's just a raw damage amp, right? It's a raw damage amp. It's gonna be fine. It's good. Raw damage amp. It's probably gonna be very good. But like, it's boring. But it's gonna be like, it's gonna just buff all your abilities. You know, like they should have had the counter mastery as a run out of ideas. Dude, I honestly would have taken their mastery. Like if they, I would take Arms Warrior mastery for Outrogue, where it just buffs some more ability damage. I would take it. Because that would actually be good. Chaos Master was Wind Fury that scaled. It was insane. Yeah, that's essentially what our mastery is. Is the second attack that can be scaled to damage, but a 30% chance to just hit again. But it's really bad. It is really bad. You don't want to be playing that second hit weird mastery thing. Trust me, we are the relic of past that still has it, and it's not good for us. It is not good at all. Pharaohs, though, do have a new ability called Chomp. So it basically can only be used when you're below 30 energy. So it's like a bite on a 20-second cooldown whenever you're low energy. So it's like you would have a big bite and then chomp immediately. I don't know if it's going to be good, but maybe it'll be okay. Who knows, right? Wait, is Vermilius joining in? Saint Dre's? Okay, hold on a second. Vermilion might be joining in. Hold on, he sent me a gif of a cat driving. I'm not sure if that means he's joining to coming to join duels or what. Someone play this? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't. I think this guy actually wants to join Molten Core Run. Asking for a summon. Is Zelda playing stealth still? No, we don't have a stealth build anymore. They're basically taking the whole stealth mechanic out of the game. Yeah, they're just taking it completely out. We don't need to do stealth anymore. Crackshot just has a chance to reset itself passively. Waiting for midnight. Fair enough. Yeah, this guy's like, oh, is this not actually for the raid or multi-core? It says 5V5 1v1 duels. No, what is it? Duels, as the title suggests. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still hoping we get a new mastery though. I think our mastery would be cool if we had like crit damage scaling, or maybe mastery buff our auto attack speeds, or just damage increase, or anything, honestly. Maybe while Roll the Bones buff is active, our damage is increased by X amount equal to our mastery. Anything, honestly. Anything would work. As long as it's not some RNG mastery, then it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Maybe mastery the buffs our finisher damage. I know Subtlety basically has that. We could also give a buff to our combo point builder's damage, so Pistol Shot, Ambush, Sinister Strike, things like that. Just buff the damage of those abilities. That could work out, actually. SATA outload never been changed. I mean, we got some changes here and there, but like not enough in terms of like the damage. Yo, got 5. I need one more on my end. Ready? What do you mean? This guy, I think, has no idea what's going on. Is this guy even like geared? It was like PvE geared. Yeah, I don't think this man knows what's going on. I don't think he knows what's happening. Preservation changes are pretty neat, honestly. Sat and listened to the whole 40 minutes, an hour video of it. An hour? Bro. Is it that complicated? Hold on. You still get echo. Oh god, that talent tree changed a lot, didn't it? Oh lordy. Spec. Mastery is still live binder. Okay. Emerald Blossom custom list but no longer has a cooldown. Okay. Naturalizes the spell. Playstyle changes, hero talent, gameplay stuff. They put live bind super high up. Time dilation and rewind super high up as well. Make seed build a little better. Dream Simulacrum. Verdant Embrace healing is increased by 40%. In addition, it no longer causes you to leap to your target, instead sending forth a Dream Simulacrum. Or Wings of Liberty. Verdant Embrace now may be used up to 2 extra times within 3 seconds with no cooldown. Yo, what? Wings of Liberty sounds sick. Titan's Gift is there too. Inner Flame. For Dream Flight, after 2 seconds, for 20 seconds of casting Dream Flight, your healing over time is increased by 60% and your chance to cause essence. Wait, so really? Dream Flight? Oh, Dream Flight is down the middle now versus Stasis. Oh, that's weird. I guess they wanted just to combine the damage versus those two. Temple Artificer is by itself now. Temporal Compression increases the... Okay, so that's not that different. Casting Emerald Blossom causes the next Echo to cast an additional ally within 25 yards. Ooh, Blossom builds with Echo spreading could be interesting. Interesting. Oh yeah, they basically gave him the tier set as the Chronoboard setup. Dream Breath gains an additional charge for Flame Shaper. Oh, that's what they did with Flame Shaper. It's just a breath thing. It's no longer like engulf. Verdant Embrace healing consumes 4 seconds of Dream Breath. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that being like really simplified. Plus you have like a bunch of like Wings of Liberty, so you could use them multiple times in a row if you really wanted to. Dream Breath has a 50% chance to generate Essence Burst. Consume an Essence Burst with Twin Flame. Fires a Twin Flame healing. So you just more procs. Twin Flame bounce up to 2 additional targets. Okay. I can see what they mean, like it's getting simplified. I can see what they mean. Take a peek. Yeah. You master them. I need to take a look at the actual gameplay. Livebind does come up from Echo anymore. Rip Livebind. Livebind doesn't come from Echo. I don't think it ever came. Livebind never came from Echo. Oh, you mean like it cannot be echoed? Is that what you mean? Livebind. Verdant Embrace temporarily binds your life with an ally, causing healing of either partner. Heal for 60% amount, lasts 5 seconds. But can't you like echo a bunch of Verdant Embraces to people? Livebind can't be echoed anymore. Really? Does it say that in the ability? Wrap an ally in temple energy, causing the next healing spell to be cast an additional time that ally for 7% normal healing. Essence spells cannot be echoed. Verdant Embrace isn't an essence spell, is it? That's weird. Yeah, because nothing says about because it says essence abilities cannot be echoed. Essence abilities being abilities that cost essence, so you can essence a flower, right? You can't essence a Emerald Blossom. Unless something about Verdant Embrace makes it an essence ability all of a sudden. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, live bind. I'm actually surprised. He has no idea, lol. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Oh, you mean this guy? I mean, this guy has no idea? Yeah, I don't think he does. I think we're gonna call it, boys. I think we're gonna call it, man. I think we're gonna call it. Yep, I think we're gonna call it. It's okay. We had a good amount of duels. I can't even talk anymore, dude. We had a good amount of duels tonight, yeah? Had a lot of good games overall. We'll come back next week. Get a couple more out, yeah? I think that's what we'll do. I am tired, dude, so I'm ready for a nap. I'm ready to get something to eat, and I'm a nap. GG's. GG's, everybody. Appreciate you for coming by, hanging out tonight. Had a lot of... Yeah, I actually did do a lot of duels over on the NA. A lot of them were short-lived. You know, usually it's a paladin and run in and absolutely blasted through, bliss through everybody. That being said, still, I had a lot of fun either way, hanging out with all of you. Super, super fun either way. But so much better with no red. I hate for red shall be known. Yeah, dude. But actually, yeah, the one time we had no red match, I was like, wait, actually super engaged. Red needs to be nerfed. Dude, I am surprised they haven't done anything to like help level out the ladder when paladins are like so much more played than every other spec in the game. It is crazy to me, man. I would imagine they would like do some changes to level things out, but I'm surprised that they haven't. I'm still hoping that maybe we'll do a blue post on it because PvP is fun, but like when you see in one class over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's just not that fun, you know? But yeah, thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. OC's right to be. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like when you see just the 2 or the 3 specs over and over and over, like that's where you want variety. I'd rather have variety. I know people like hate, running into rogues in PvP, but at that point it's like, come on, let's get some Windwalkers in there. Let's get some Feral Druids. Let's get the Boomkins in there, right? Where's an Enhanced with Shaman? Where's the last time we've seen an Enhanced with Shaman running about? You know what I mean? What else there? When's the last time we seen like a survival hunter running about, man? You know what I mean? Like, I want to see variety, dude. Give us some variety, Blizz. But yeah, few spoilers quick. Do we have a spoilers thing? Oh, you mean that alpha? Live bind now transfer 60% of healing was 40. We can no longer be echoed. Talon to gate 1. Oh, that is weird. Can no longer be echoed. Okay, interesting. Okay, so then live bind is basically more of like small group 5-man dungeon type of a big heal. Interesting. I guess like you'll use that to bind yourself to an ally and then you'll start healing yourself so it heals them too or something. Okay, yeah, I see what they're doing, simplifying. So you can't like spread echoes and then put a live bind on everybody and then big heal yourself while it heals everybody. I guess you're just going to be using other abilities instead. It's more of a tank thing now, so you get dilation live bind to just juice someone up. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. Or like in Mythic Plus, you'll just live bind like whoever is low on dead. But I guess you can't really like set up a bunch of echoes, then live bind and then do a combo. So I can see what they mean by simplifying it. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's one of those things that probably we need to like experiment with. If I get the alpha, we'll see. You can live bind 3 people. Yeah, I saw that. You can live bind up to 3. So I guess that is, there's still option. But I wonder if you'll use that to recharge live bind ability to like burst heal somebody instead of just like pulling from 2 people. Because I guess there's options, right? Because you could just use it to burst heal somebody to full. So they take loads of single target damage. But I'm sure they'll like find a way to do it. Find a way to like make it work. But yeah, it does seem like they are doing some simplifications though. Anyway, you guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do want to leave you guys off with, I think, what is a banger of a song. One that I like a lot. But yeah. And you could triple engulf someone as well with a new flame shaper. Yeah, you could do that too. That is true. I think it's good that they removed engulf as a button, and putting it to Verdant Embrace kind of makes sense. But yeah, I just felt like the spec was already having like a lot of buttons to use. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be Midnight is the big prune of abilities. And I wonder if that's gonna be good for the game or not. I'm sure there's gonna be people that won't be happy about it. But some of those changes of pruning kind of make sense, you know, engulf versus Verdant. Blossom triggers too, so it'll be AoE for fun. Yeah, I do wonder if Blossom builds would be better, because I think Blossom builds have not been good for a while. So maybe like in dungeons, you'll just run like a Blossom build in AoE. Maybe that'll be the play. Stack together and I'll burst heal everybody to full. Maybe that'll be the play. Alrighty, you guys have a wonderful one. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I catch all of you Tuesday. Yeah? Yeah? Alrighty, boys? Alrighty, you guys have a good one. Alrighty. Peace.